Got it plugged in. Let all the notifications go out. It'll take everybody just a second to get here. Let me get my iPad over here. Get it keyed up where it needs to be. Let's hit over here. Flip. My channel. There we go. Everybody start popping up. There you go, Logan. Now I got to get my glasses on so that I can see. How is everybody tonight? It has been a they have not thawed out yet. Well, I tell you, it's been a interesting week this week. Doing pretty good. When I got home today, this afternoon it was I priced some jaws, some tree jaws, and I took and got back here at the house. I got up in the 60s today, and I come around to the front of the house just to see what the ice looked like on the steps there, and the ice on the steps, on the brick steps, was still about a good 4 inches thick there. And so I've been waiting on packages for about over a week now, and that I have not received. They're kind of hung up here, there, and yonder all over the United States, basically, to ship on in here. Some are here, they're just waiting to be delivered, but got several coming tomorrow, so I didn't want the UPS man to have any excuses, or the FedEx or the mail to have any excuses and of not delivering anything. So I got out there, took a shovel first and thought I was going to shovel that frozen stuff off the steps. There are 1, 2, 3. There's 4 steps that come up into our house. Shovel wasn't happening, man. I had to take an axe and bust through that stuff and basically just chisel it. I tried sticking one of my filling wedges, up under the ice. I was hoping it was just going to pry up in one piece, but the stuff was actually frozen, stuck to the bricks really, really bad. So I got it off, got it all cleared finally. And maybe I'll get some stuff shipped in here. Let's see. David Black says, there's Bill Cantrell. Says, at least I got some side work to do during these times when we're shut down. Well, the problem is with that, David, it would be nice if I could do it, but with it being so wet and things still thawing out, the ground is shot. You can't get in the yard right now at all. Now, the job, I actually went to look at one job today, and in the process of looking at it, I picked up another one right there adjacent. So I could actually do those 2 jobs if I wanted to, and we'll just kind of see, because Derek just texted just a little bit ago and said that we're going to try to work tomorrow, but they're calling for rain here again. They're here in our area for tomorrow, so we'll see what it ends up doing. Let's see. Oh Lord, stuck in his daughter's yard. That's Byron Glover. That's down in South Georgia. We got all the snow and ice over here, and it actually got worse back, west of us. They had a lot worse over there. But down, once you got on east of us there, a good little ways over there toward in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina over there, they got an incredible amount of rain over there, leading all the way up to Friday morning. And it finally quit raining over there Friday morning. So let's see, I see there Roger Fischel, and then Robert Marshall, and let's see. Royce, he's up there. I met Royce. He said pipes are frozen here. Got down to 0 and 18 inches of snow this past week. I seen a thing where Dallas Fort Worth, the airport there, was uh, just beginning to thaw out today, to where they could get to try to get planes back in the air to fly. Can you imagine the folks that traveling and what have you had to deal with all that? I mean, this past week, everything here just basically shut down. I mean, most of the time, if we have something, we get snow or ice, it usually lasts about a day. But this time it didn't. It was a week long. And matter of fact, I think I remember seeing. No, I ain't bought no Caterpillar excavator. I think I seen where we still had a few hundred people here in my area that didn't have no power this morning. Starting out this morning, that they were still working on trying to get to, and that was one of the things that caused them so much problem trying to get the power back on, was obviously the ice and the weather, but just trying to get trucks and equipment in there to some of these areas where to get the power back fixed up for some of those folks, because it's so wet that you just can't drive off anywhere and anything. There's probably no telling how many times those guys got stuck, things like that. Let's see. See, there's Mr. Jimmy. So those of y'all who y'all see him right there, Jimmy Johnston right there. Those of y'all who watched the my video from yesterday that I posted late there, and I was talking about the old fella that fell getting out of his truck and broke his wrist all to pieces. That's him right there that just piped in right there, Mr. Jimmy. So, oh man, I can't imagine what that would be like, because I mentioned in the video about being right-handed and crushing that wrist like that, how bad that would be. Let's see. Bill says March is coming. One of our biggest snows we ever had happened in March, though. We got, I think it was 1993, about the middle of March. We got like 6 inches of snow. I mean, just buried us, basically. I mean, it would be like, 6 inches of snow here is about like New York getting 3 foot of snow or something. It was just mind-boggling. Let's see. The thing, some people I've seen somebody on here say that it ought to help with the quotas. Well, the problem here is they got so much wood at the mills that they could go a week or two, and it wouldn't even bother them, a bit. They would be fine. Our paper mill has been completely stacked out. But here's the other part of the quota thing too. You got to remember that if everything is shut down, like if it gets that cold and the roads are that jacked up to where we can't run, a lot of these mills didn't do anything this past week either. It was all they could do to keep from freezing up. They have a lot of stuff that runs in these pipes. I'm sure some of them probably ran a little bit, but you got to think that there's employees that literally could not get out of their driveways to make it to work here this time. We have where I live here is predominantly, for the most part, pretty flat. It's not too bad. There's some rolling hills, but you go certain areas here, the ground is very rough, and a lot of people live on these real steep driveways and things like that. So they, there was no, or on these roads, there was no way that they could they could get out or do anything like that. Let's see here. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it kind of the snow. I don't have a hydraulic hammer attachment. The snow kind of, the ice and everything, once it kind of got just east of where I live here just a little bit, it kind of played out. I mean, probably within 20 miles or so. They got some over at Tuscaloosa, but I don't think it was a whole lot over that way. And so let's see here. Chance Stevens from Northport. Yeah, that's right. Brooks talking about the price of wood when I was looking at one of the tree jobs this afternoon. One of the guys said, he said, I priced some OSB board. It's a 4x8 sheet of the OSB stuff that they use a lot in decking, and he said, man, that stuff was like $27 something a sheet. I can remember. I think when we built our house here in 2002, I want to think that it was down like in $3 and something a sheet for that stuff at that time. It's that stuff's is jumped up. Wood is lumber and everything has jumped up big time. I see there David Ketterman. Let's see. Yeah, I've seen Derek's talking about the lumber prices through the roof. The same guy I was talking to today said that a dang 2x4 was like $12 or something like that. I think is what he said. Let's see here. Let's see that. I don't know how you say his name. That Waka Lulu. Actually, if it's the same one right there, I actually made an order and I shipped it over to Hawaii over there. It says 1 3/4 sheet of treated plywood is over $60 in Hawaii. There's probably a sheet of treated stuff over here in 3/4. It's probably going to be pretty close to that right now here too, I bet. Let's see there. It's just kind of been the perfect storm for all of that stuff here recently. Let's see there. So Mr. Tim R is sending me some text right quick. He done got him a drone. He's sending me a drone video there. I just popped over and looked at it to see what it was. Let's see. No, Bill, I hadn't had any trouble with my tractor. Yeah, it's got plenty of power too. Let's see. We in Jordan City in North Carolina, no ice, a lot of rain. The ground is absolutely rotten. I was in an area today or this weekend that got a lot of rain, and God, there was so much water there where I was and everything, just tons and tons, and yeah, y'all ain't seen nothing on fuel. The Dirty South talking about the fuel prices. Give it just a little bit longer. Well, we finna be paying a price for some fuel and for gas. It's gonna get tough. We're gonna kind of, we in this curve now, and it's gonna be a long time before we pull out of this curve that we're in right now. It's gonna be a good bit. Let's see. Oh gosh. See, that's the thing. For Swatchka Outdoors, mills are paying $180 per cubic meter for second growth cedar sawlog. That's the thing. They're not paying any more money for for raw materials here. It's the craziest thing. They're not paying anything anymore for it. And Joseph just asked any word on government helping the loggers out with the relief package. That's not going to happen. You'll never see loggers get any help like that. It's not going to happen. I know there's been a lot of people talk about it and things like that, but it's not going to happen with the loggers. I'm not sure where the gap is or why it's like that, but that's just the way it is, and all. But we'll never get any help. If you become a logger or go into business to log thinking that you'll get some help or something like subsidies and things like that, logging, it's not going to happen. And like I said, I don't understand why that is, but it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. There's Kevin from Southern Ohio there, and yeah. See, you're right, Joseph. If America would shut down, the problem is right now, it goes back to what I said a while ago. They've got a glut of raw material right now at most all the mills, especially everything that's down here in my area. Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, slap full. You got to remember, we had 3 hurricanes hit the coast this past year in 2020, and they hadn't got all the wood up from all of that, and they won't get all the wood up from all that, and so there was a glut of wood pumped into these mills from the hurricane, especially the ones that are within 150 miles of the coast down there, and it's just there's plenty of wood to be got, and all that. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Faux Rummer. I think that's how you say his name. Remember when COVID lockdowns first hit, lumber was hard to find as gold. Yeah, people were locked down into their houses and everything, and they started doing projects and stuff like that, and remodeling or whatever, and I think like what William Jordan just posted right there too, and he said all these corporations used this COVID deal as an excuse to jack prices up on stuff. I know COVID is real, and I have a family who've had it, but in my opinion, they have used it to their advantage. There's been a lot of stuff blamed on COVID that I think people have taken advantage of, like that, that he's talking about, especially on the manufacturing end of things. I think it's just a legal excuse for them if they fall behind and you're trying to get something, that it allows them to get away with kind of lollygagging on it or something like that, which kind of brings me to this, that I don't know if y'all remember or not, but back around the first year I talked about that I had bought and paid for something. Well, I still don't have it yet. I sent out a text Friday. I got an email from a person that's involved in it asking me about the paperwork and all. And I said, I still don't even have it yet. And they emailed me back and they were like, really? I was like, no, I still don't have it yet. Well, it's got to get to North Carolina over there first and gotta have some stuff done to it in North Carolina, and then before I can go and get it and everything, it's going to end back up outside of North Carolina once everything's finally complete and done. But so I just sat there and shaking my heads on it, and just so I don't know, but ain't nothing I can do about it, so just wait on it, and everything. And Mike hit the nail on the head right there. COVID is a reason for people to be more lazy than they already are. He's exactly right. And we're going to pay for that. We're going to pay for that later on down the road. It's going to turn around. People have took advantage of it. And I tell you what, it is going to turn around and it is going to bite us right in the butt. It's with all the teeth it can get us with, man. Let's see. There's Napa Mike right there. But he's not Napa Mike anymore. What would you be now, Mike? You'd be, I guess you'd be Arctic Cat Mike. Would that be what I'd call you now, maybe, or something like that? He's got a, is it an Arctic? It's Arctic Cat, ain't it? Ain't it Arctic Cat? What you got up there? Arctic Cat dealership now? And let's see. That's right, David. It's supply and demand and everything. Let's see. And it's it's also a way to control the price too. It helps if they can keep the mills full in to a certain extent. They they around here there's such a abundance of pine. It is insane, and so to get it in the mills, they're only going to pay what they got to pay to get it in the mill. I mean, it's just simple that, and that's how they make a lot more money. If they have to pay more for it, it cuts into their bottom line too, and stuff. So let's see. Tabor City. Asked, when will they release the new 90cc Husky? Will it be a 595 XP? It's supposed to be out in August, and it's not going to be a 595. I do know that for sure. So let's see. Okay. So I sat down this. There's some interesting stuff. Kind of scrolling back up and through here. There's some interesting stuff being said down through there. But let's see. Not getting a 2021 Ram coming. So I'm not getting a 2021 there. That's not happening. Let's see. There's somebody from Holland right there. Let's see. My truck has almost 150,000 miles on it now. That's what it's got on it now. And let's see. I was wondering when somebody was going to get him up there. I kept seeing what he was posting, but I didn't. I wasn't even going to acknowledge him or anything like that. There. No more Rake Master attachments coming. I don't have anything. I've still got the Rake Master rake and all that. Yeah, I seen that there, Joseph. But so I didn't. I didn't film anything today. Did some riding around on the road today. Was on the road a good bit today, and I just didn't film anything. There's Fergal from Ireland. It's amazing how many people watch this stuff, watch me, or keep up with me that are from Ireland or the UK and places like that. That's always kind of intrigued me, and on that. Let's see, but because then these things, people watch these videos all around the world. Let's see, Let's see. Yeah, William says, feel sorry for the folks in Texas who've seen electric bills some of these people are getting. Yeah, that's going to be a mess right there between everything. That's all that, because a lot of the people over there in Texas, they were without power, so they wouldn't use any power. But they're going to be dealing with the busted pipes and all that crap like that and everything. Man, that's tough, tough. Let's see. Let's see. I'm not planning on anything purchases or anything in the near future. Let's see. 066 steel. Those are some good saws right there. See, Francis got 19 inches of ice on Mount Versailles Lake near northeast Pennsylvania. 19 inches of ice. I would hate to see that, man. I'd hate to see that. Let's see. Sean, they hadn't done anything with the bridge in downtown yet. So, Forerunner, I figured you were probably in the northwest out there. Is where you probably were. I've flown into Seattle about 5 or 6 times, I guess, over the years when I was doing some stuff with John Deere. I would that's where they would fly me into. I would land at SeaTac there in Seattle, and then they would pick me up and drive me straight up the interstate, and we would cross the border and go into Canada and go up toward Vancouver and go to the west of Vancouver to a little town, not a little town, it's kind of a suburb of Vancouver called Langley. And the Deere Hitachi has a factory right there in Langley, and so I'd spend my time there, and then they'd turn around and drive me all the way back to, which wasn't a long drive, it was only about 110, 120 miles or so, something like that. So last time I flew up there, I told them when they called me and was wanting me to make another run up there, I told them, I said, if you can't fly me out of Columbus here and fly me into Vancouver, I said, no dice. And they did. They flew me straight out of Columbus and into Vancouver, and it stopped because I had about a 2-hour better drive going up. I always got hung up at the border, and then coming back, they would fly me into Jackson or somewhere, and I'd have a 2.5-hour drive back home, and stuff like that. Let's see. There's Sean from Alberta, and Jason is from Australia. Boy, that's a long way away right there. Let's see here. You have the Georgia and the Carolinas are two of my biggest view states that they have. Jim asked a good question. He said, is the ground frozen there, and does it help getting the wood out? That's a problem. It don't freeze good enough to freeze it down in the ground deep enough to where we can run on it. And it would actually take about 2 weeks for it to really freeze good enough to where it would help. There's old Junior. Hey, buddy. Where it would really help us out. We would have to have some serious cold for a long period of time for that for it to help us any. Because you can get out there we've had times when it's been 7-8 degrees here, and go get the machines cranked up and think we're going to go out in a wet spot and get some wood out, and it ain't happening, man. You'll bust right through it and be stuck. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Jared says he's from Baytown, Texas, and we We had no power for 4 days. Lots of ice here. Busted pipes. We got things back together. Dude, man, I can't imagine all that, man. That dealing with all that junk like that. I bet the Home Depot and the Lowe's and all the building supply places out there in that area, man, I bet it's been all they could do to keep supplies out there. Not only that, man, but the dang trees it probably took out too, I'm sure, and that it probably uprooted, knocked down, and things like that. Let's see. I have been through Corinth. It's been a couple years or so since I've been up through Corinth. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, that was one of the things I did this weekend. Tabor City says, get ready for some good fishing. Clears the mind from the current troubles. Yeah, that was one of the things I kind of did this weekend. Was I was looking at some stuff along the fishing lines there, and on some things that I would like to do. I don't know if I'm gonna do it this year or not, but Arctic Cat Mike says bring on them ice fishing videos. We could have done that this past week. Jason Crocker lives way up there in Canada, -12. Dang it, boy. That's crazy. Let's see. So AL Logger 1, hello from Oxford, Alabama, home of the big American flag on I-20. Kind of a neat deal about that. I drove right by that flag today. I drove right smack past it. I drove by it Friday going and drove back by it again today coming back. Let's see. All right, Dirty Sal. I've done 8 already, man. Thank you for showing up and hanging out a little while tonight. Let's see. Just looking right here. Yes, Russ Ketter asked, is ammo hard to get in the stores? By you, it is. It's tough to get around here. Let's see. You'll have to. Yeah, I'm still getting it there. 4 Oaks. To hang tight. I'm still waiting on it, man. I'm still waiting on it. I hope some of it ends up in North Carolina this week and kind of get some things wrapped up on it. Aaron asked, "Are we ever clear for developments?" We have in the past. We've done some of that work, but we don't really do it anymore. Let's see. Let's see. Brian Chips, he says, you want to see some hard to get ammo coming to California? I can only imagine that, man. Dang it, boy. Brian, you live right over in the middle of all that mess like that, dude. Good grief, dude. Let's see. Hang on. Let's see. Cody McGraw, when am I coming to Georgia? I actually come through Georgia today. Well, I came through it. I was in Georgia Friday, and I was in Georgia today. It would be interesting if y'all could follow me on a map where all I kind of roam around and stuff. Let's see. Let's see. I'll be back in Georgia though, the middle of March for that saw class that we're putting on over in Rome. Let's see. Mike Drentlaw, did I give away my trip to see me yet? No, I haven't give that away yet. I'm gonna wait. I want the weather to get better. Probably will do something on that in March, maybe that third week of March, and probably get it situated in, and then give it away to where somebody who wants to come we can line it up in April or something like that, or maybe even May, because I want the weather to be pretty nice. And I thought long and hard about how to do it. And the people that enter for that giveaway are going to have to work just a little bit. It's not going to be bad. They're going to have to work a little bit for it to be entered entered into it and everything. So it's not going to be just a normal comment to be entered or anything like that. It's going to be a little bit more to it. And let's see. There's Yellow Boys from New Zealand. Won't say the temp, as I know you guys have been having some bad stuff. Live long. His temperature in New Zealand must be pretty nice right now, I guess. Then, what was weird though, I mean, today it got up in the 60s here today, and so I'm out there about to sweat trying to get the ice off the steps out there, so nobody step on it and kill themselves, or anything like that. So let's see. Steve and I'll be doing some more saw classes coming up. Let's see. Bruce Harney, Nick Steele, Husky comparison. Don't forget the calipers. I hope I don't have to pull the calipers out again, man, and do all that stuff like that. I did that because there was one guy that was pretty adamant that I was running a narrow curve chain on the 550, and I wasn't. I mean, it was the same chain, same organ chain. It wasn't a narrow curve chain, and that was the reason why I did that. And I'm not far, probably run the steels a little bit longer, and then they're fixing to disappear here shortly and everything. Let's see. Tyler says, after this weather, the 60s coming this week are definitely welcome. You daggone right about that, man. Steven, any input on starting a forestry mulching business? I'm gonna tell you, the forestry mulching is a tough business to be in. That business is no joke. You better be prepared on that, man, and know what you're getting into for let's see. Let's see. A.L. Logger 1 says his granddad cut timber off Berry College back in the 80s. He said it was some of the biggest pines he ever cut on that place. We've got the spot picked out where we're going to be cutting trees down on Berry College too for that saw class. That saw class there is going to be, it's going to be something else, because the three of us that are doing it, me, Tim Ard, and David Breeden. David is going to he's going to do the PPE stuff and the safety stuff and all that. And then I'm going to pick up from there, and I'm going to do the saw sharpening and the saw maintenance and all that stuff like that. And then Mr. Tim Ard is going to be doing the saw stuff. And man, the dude is awesome. I mean, he is phenomenal. And the way that he puts it out there, I've worked with him on some stuff, and I can't wait to see him in action in front of a bunch of people, because I'm going to be like a student too, listening to him. But what's going to be so cool is David and I are going to be doing the cutting for Tim, as he's like the boring and all that stuff like that. We will be doing the cutting, and we'll make like a face cut or notch, and then we'll stop, and then Tim will pick up and he'll explain what we're doing, and then we'll make our next cut. And so it's going to be really, really cool on that stuff. Let's see. Now, Kevin, he asked about the stuff, the radiator. I put some stuff in it the other day before we got iced out all week long. And Napa Brent said there was another guy feeding those comments pretty good with that. Yeah, he was. A lot of times there'll be people kind of ganging up in those comments and stuff. Let's see. I talked to Jason. Doug asked if I talked to Jason about some more hog hunting. I talked to Jason last week, but we didn't talk about no hog hunting or anything. And let's see. Jack asked if I was, or if Cottonwood was going to the Hollis Farmers meet and greet. No, I talked to Jason about that one day about the middle of the week, I guess Wednesday, and I really didn't get the warm and fuzzies about that. You know what I mean? So I just I was like, okay. I told him, I said, I'll come over there. And so, like I said, I didn't get the warm and fuzzy. So I'm going to do something else this weekend is what I'm going to do. It's only about 20 miles over there from where I live right here over there. So let's see. Jim asked, am I coming to Paul Bunyan this year? He lives about 20 miles in Zanesville. I don't know that I'll be at Bunyan this year. We'll just have to see. For me to get to Bunyan, I went up there and I think it was 17. That is a long haul for me to go up there, especially if I drive it. Jill and I went up there in 17 and it was 700 and something miles and long way up there. Stuff. Oh gosh. Let's see. But they're talking about rain this weekend, so it'll be a pretty good time over there and stuff for coming up. Let's see. And matter of fact, I think I drove right through Zanesville going up to up there to where Bunyan is. I think I drove right through it. Let's see. Oh man. All right, Derek. I'll take it easy, man. See you, everybody. Derek, Joseph, Napa Brent, all of them, lots of other people that show up. They're always going to be there. No matter what it is, what I do, whether it's a live feed or a video that I post, or dang, just a post that I make on Instagram or anything like that. Let's see. Oh man. Let's see, Travis Lee. He's trucking up the Mississippi River by Clarksdale with 2 asphalt barges and got snow on the banks. I bet the Mississippi River, I bet it's up a little bit right now with all the rain. It may not be. Mississippi River's kind of a funny river over there the way it works, but man, that river ain't no joke. Let's see. All right there, Royce. I got to figure out something what I'm going to post for tomorrow, too, for a video tomorrow. So I want to come on here tonight and do a live feed. It's kind of easier for me to do that than try to work something up and get a video posted for today. And it's kind of, the live feeds kind of put a different twist on things, too. They, you can communicate with somebody live that's in the comments too, because they're sitting right there. They just posted the comments, so it kind of puts a different twist on things. Let's see. Josh asked, "Do I alligator hunt?" No, I had never been alligator hunting. You can take and put your name in for a draw here in Mississippi, and get an alligator tag where you can hunt and all. But I've never tried to do it for Mississippi here. uh, uh, yeah, I mean, Travis said it's about normal level. The the bad thing about the Mississippi River is when it's normal, it's still bad dangerous, man. That is a humongous river over there, and yeah, I agree with you. Four Oaks said Thomas did a good video in my saw class. He's talking about Thomas Johnson. If you want to see some pretty cool stuff from the chainsaw class, the first one that I did back on February the 6th, go on YouTube and look up Thomas Johnson logging, and he came here. He got here that Saturday after lunch, or during lunch, and he wanted to come here and he wanted to hang out and he wanted to film. And well, he didn't ask me about filming. He wanted to come and hang out. So when he got here, I told him, I was like, dude, I said, film whatever you want to film. I said, it don't matter to me. And he did a fantastic job on the video there. It was really good. Let's see. I don't buy factory ammo for the 257 Weatherby. It's all hand loaded. There, that's what it is. Need to come to Georgia and go turkey hunting. Yeah, that'd be pretty fun to do that. Let's see. That's pretty cool, man. From the mouth of Mississippi and the Gulf all the way to St. Paul, Minnesota. That's awesome. Very awesome. Let's see. Oh man. I'm looking through. Let me back up because I kind of got behind on the comments right there just a little bit. Let's see. I need to get in the Starville and check on parts at the MFJ plant. Let's see. Yeah, BMK asked if there's a lot of public land in Georgia to turkey hunt. Man, there's public land all over this country to hunt on. You just got to do a little research and figure it out. Let's see. Brody Huntley just sent $2 through there right there. He says, do a video on how to put your hands on a joystick. Man, that's kind of I think that's kind of I can do that, but everybody kind of does a little bit different. Case in point, one interesting thing, if you watch Let's Dig and everything, he puts his hands right on top of the joysticks and runs it like that right there. I don't, because most of all of my stuff has got buttons and triggers and stuff on all the joysticks, so you kind of got to wrap your hands around it. But I'll try to angle a camera down a little bit where you can kind of see it, because I don't think about it or anything, and it is kind of neat. So I do have a few videos where you can kind of see it, and it's pretty neat to watch. And let's see. Let's see. All right, so Teasley SPT said he just got a new gooseneck and he's wanting to treat it with used oil, like my video. How much am I cutting it with diesel? You can pretty much do it about 2 gallons of motor oil, burnt motor oil, to 1 gallon of diesel. Just put it on there, and you don't want like the oil to be real thick. Like when you put it on, if it kind of is like a wad of oil or something, you just cut it down to where it just lays right on like paint or something. And if you'll do it like that, and you can put a couple of coats on it, you can put a coat on it and then come back a day or so later and throw another coat on it. But you want it to be, you don't want it to be like thick oil or anything. You want to make sure that diesel cuts that stuff down pretty good. And that's all you got to do on that. Let's see. Let's see, Kelly Bowen, can I do a live feed with Jason? We did one last year. And stuff. I don't know. Let's see. So there's been 2 or 3 people ask about the John Deere Bogey skidder. I don't know a lot about it. It's not nowhere near the size of the 635 like what we run. And but there's a guy west of us over here. I think he's got 2 of them now, I believe. Let's see. Let's see. Just kind of looking right here. If everything works out right, Joseph, we ought to get some logging videos coming back out this next week. So maybe with any luck right there. So I'm about to jump off of here. I'm just going to come on here for a little while and kind of hang out a little bit and see what everybody was up to, see if everybody thawed out real good. And there's probably still some folks over in Texas probably still ain't got no power over there yet. So you help somebody out, y'all help them out, whatever you can do and everything. And so I'm going to let y'all go. We'll catch y'all later. Later, tatters.